Let's come back to South Africa and go now to Kimberley, the Northern Cape, to get a better idea of what the main service delivery issues there are. My colleague Reginald Witbooi is there standing by. A very good evening to you, Reginald. Over to you.
Good evening to our viewers on the special focus on the service delivery issues here on the SABC News channel. We are coming to you from the Solplaatjie municipality here in Kimberley in the Northern Cape. Now, earlier on, we heard the concerns raised by residents here in Kimberley, saying that they are living in squalor living conditions, raising their frustrations. So tonight, coming from the Solplaatjie municipality, I am joined by the Solplaatjie Community Service Delivery Forum, David Koch. I'm also joined by the ANC's Mokumi, or the DA's Grantham Steenkamp, and then also from the EFF we have Shadrach Klaule. Just to tell us or to give us a glimpse as to why people should vote for the various parties on the 1st of November in the local government elections, given the fact that people are raising concerns on service delivery issues here in Kimberley. But I'm going to start with you, David. Good evening to you. You are with the Solplaatjie Service Delivery Community Forum, and I know in the past you've raised a lot of concerns about service delivery issues. Just tell us about that, please.
Yes, good evening to the viewers. My name is David Koch. I'm a representative for the community in terms of Solplaatjie Service Delivery Forum, which is a structure of independent and community activists mandated by the people in the community of Solplaatjie in general. So we have taken a stance into looking at the platform of how services is being rendered to the community of Solplaatjie. And there's a lot of issues coming from our different spheres of Solplaatjie communities in terms of the whole area. So we have raised it at many occasions. It has started way back in 2018, and still we have outstanding issues that is not being answered to, as we have issued the municipality on various occasions with memorandums in terms of them to correspond to. We also had, on 2 occasions, we had the Premier also involved on this, and we looked into the issue of him having an overview and an oversight on the Solplaatjie municipality, of which many issues were raised, and as yet, nothing was answered as we are speaking now.
We know that service delivery issues back in 2018, and we saw the Diamond City being in turmoil, and people protested. You are raising the outstanding issues, but you are not saying what it is. What are those outstanding issues that you've raised with the officials, but you are still unsatisfied with no answers being given?
Yes, all the outstanding issues, it is in terms of housing, number 1, that is for infrastructure. It is in terms of the roads. It also highlighted the issue of sewer, as well as water, as the new developed areas that is developing around Kimberley, and as well as the dilapidating state of our government infrastructures. And it is really frustrating. And the main outstanding point into this is the electricity tariffs, of which is really it is a thorn in the flesh for our older citizens. And just to think, if we keep on increasing the tariffs without community involvement in this, and this is where the problem starts. I believe that if our municipality is really taking in contrast the community itself in trust to can communicate with them these issues, then our people will also find a common agreement in terms of how to approach these issues. But because we have been ignored, and also we feel as if certain situations have been manipulated around the issue, where certain aspects is being politicized, of which the community is unhappy with. So that is where we're going.
You raised the issue of lack of trust coming from the community, but what should be the way forward for people to trust this municipality and for services to be rendered?
In our way of saying it, we say it in the Tswana word of tia moagi tia, which means sterkte, gemeenskap, sterkte. So from our way of looking at it is to say, there is no way that we can continue taking to the streets. Let's respond by informing and educating our general public in terms of the people has the power. We want to change government, especially in the local government elections, in terms of taking over the infrastructure of Soplaiki and let the community mandate how things should be rendered and how services should be delivered to them. So we are looking at that platform where we have specialists also that do understand the management of municipalities in terms to support the community. So it has been for a long time outstanding that where the people carries the mandate and this mandate is being ignored. So we want to answer by means of let the people take back power and let the people be in charge of their own service delivery.
Thank you. I want to bring in the ANC's Mr. Mutkumi here on this issue. Mr. Mutkumi, from the ANC side, you've heard the issues raised by the Soplaiki Service Delivery Community Forum. We know that the Soplaiki municipality is ANC governed. Do you think there's hope to regain the trust into delivering services?
Thank you very much to the viewers of SABC and also to the public there in Soplaiki municipality. My name is Mok Muchumi. I'm representing the African National Congress. I would like to say we take note of what the opposition is raising or the forum is raising. We are mindful of a number of issues. We are indicating as the ANC that there are issues that the ANC has already dealt with, that they have raised, and I've got records to prove to that, because fortunately the ANC is the only party that can be able to account as the leading party which is leading the municipality currently. And we are further working with all the other sector departments in collaboration to ensure that we render the services to our people. We would like to also put it on record that we've got about 5,392 homes that we have already electrified across the area of Soplaiki, and that is on record that has been already delivered to the people. Further than that, we are also saying there are issues of water that was raised by a forum. To say we are in the process through working together with the Department of Water Affairs to ensure that we are allocating or we are giving water or supplying water to our people through the development of the water treatment supply, and we are ensuring that they are getting quality water so that we avoid a situation where from time to time we are dealing. We acknowledge, of course, that our water pipes in the past have been old water pipes, so somehow we have actually came up with an initiative to develop the area around the water plant treatment. But we are saying, because of some of the issues of the pressures that the water pump is supplying to those particular old pipes, we are working on that with other sector departments to ensure that we are dealing with that matter. So there is really hope in a number of things that we have actually came up with. We have rendered a number of services, and we acknowledge the fact that we hit the call to the forum or to the community during 2018, and we necessarily acted immediately on the matter. And we ensured that we came back to the community and explained to them. We also we ensured that we are improving the management and also the leadership of the municipality to ensure that we are getting better services. So we are saying as the ANC, there is hope. The community members out there, they need only to be clarified. So this is a proper platform for us as the ANC to give an account of all the issues that we have done, and of course acknowledge the ones that we still are going to do as we are moving forward as the ANC, because we are having an interest of building a better society, and we are going to do that not only as the ANC, we are going to take our communities along with us to ensure that they understand what is it that we want to achieve. So we are saying as the ANC, there is a lot of hope. There is a lot of issues that are still coming. There's a lot of implementation of services that we are still going to render to the people. And we are saying, that's the reason why we say the ANC is still a hope. Let us all continue to vote the ANC. I understand, of course, that there are issues that other political parties are raising. But we are taking note of that because we believe those are the things that are making us strong as the ANC to make sure that we continue rendering services.
Okay, just briefly, sir, you continuously saying that there's hope, but people are frustrated, and we also know that corruption is a thorny issue within this country, and also it's plaguing also the Northern Cape because there are government officials currently appearing in court for fraud and corruption. Do you think that your party is serious about tackling corruption, given and the people are laying by the wayside of all of this?
Thank you, sir. In the past, we never had a special investigating unit in the Northern Cape. For the first time that we are having that, hence we are saying we felt that nationalists actually has left us out in terms of ensuring that we combat corruption in our province. So we take heed of that particular situation, and we realize that there are, of course, a number of cases that has already been investigated. As the ANC, we are saying we do not subscribe to corrupt officials in particular sector departments or different municipalities. So therefore, we are hard at work to ensure that those who are against the law of have done corrupt activities, they must be taken to account for the corrupt activities that they've done. So hence, you see a number of cases already having been investigated. Where arrests are necessary, they have been done. So we are also, as the ANC, saying we applaud the intervention that we've actually seen to ensure that we render the services to the people. We don't take the resources of the people that must be able to assist them to render services and use it for our corrupt activities. So therefore, as the ANC, we are saying we are going to fight and ensure that we get that matter resolved.
Thank you. We are going to move on to the Democratic Alliance. Mr. Steenkamp, you heard what Mr. Kok was raising about the service delivery issues. What is your response to that? What, if should the Democratic Alliance, for instance, come into power, what service delivery issues are you going to tackle?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity, Reginald. Very simple. This municipality of ours, or the city of ours, has so much potential. But you see over the number of years, the systemic breakdown of our city, right on broken roads, water all over the show, sewage running into people's yards and homes. And it's just a general breakdown of services. Now you asked a very important question, what are we going to do that's different? Very simple. We're going to go back to basics. Back to basics in the sense of getting rid of cadet deployment, getting that right. Number two, bringing skills to this municipality. Number two, getting rid of corruption and corrupt practices within the municipality. What we have seen now over the last 2 years, we have a municipality that had 2 MMs as well as 2 CFOs at any given time. 2 centers of powers. This municipality couldn't move because of the difficulties of not being able to take decisions, because we had a MM that was suspended on full salary for the last 2 years, a CFO that was suspended on full salary for the last 2 years. We're talking about roughly 4 million rand that just went wasted. We had people coming into every 3 months into acting positions, that very critical positions, acting there, not being able to really make decisions, because coming in for 3 months, you can't really run a municipality on a 3 month basis.
You are saying that you are going to take it back to basics. Yesterday we did a story in Greenpoint where you are governed. People, they are complaining about only having 2 taps at the informal settlements there without electricity, sharing 2 toilets. How are you going back to basics if people doesn't have the basics there in Greenpoint?
Firstly, Reginald, like I said to you, is to get this municipality running on principles of competency, where we have people that's got the right skills for the right particular jobs. Just to give you an example, a couple of years ago, the same municipality built a new water treatment plant to the tune of 100 million rand. Only to come find out this very same treatment plant can only service 90% of the people of Kimberley. Looking at that scenario, that is why we always have water shortages. That is why you'll always have taps running dry. That is why we'll always have water leaks all over the show, because that infrastructure has not been improved so that needs to be done with the matter of urgency. We do have the skills, we just have to look at where we govern. We govern in the interest of our people. Look at Cape Town. You can look at all over Midvaal. People are getting services in those particular areas. And that is because we have the right set skills and we have the right people for the right jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to ask Shadrach from the EFF. You heard the concerns. People are frustrated, dilapidated infrastructure in the city. What's your response? What will you be given to the people should you be voted into power?
No, thank you. We are definitely sure that we are going to be voted into power. And ours as the EFF is clear that we want land and jobs now. Manje, namhlanje. And why are we saying that? It's because of majority of our young people out there, they are unemployed. Graduates are sitting at home, whereas there are employment opportunity in private sectors and in government that have been put aside for friends and families. When we take over as the EFF, the first thing that we are going to make sure is that we get rid of those who are employed illegally. And when I'm saying illegally, I mean to those who do not have qualifications and they are holding positions of influence within management of this municipality. And for that, the issue should be attended to with immediate effect. But also, as the EFF, ours is not about raising issues that we are not mandated to do. The responsibilities that we have been given by our people is not a promise like this political party that is growing to become a juvenile party, the ANC, has been doing to our people. We are saying to the community of Solplaatje, the community of the Northern Cape, that people have given us a mandate, and that mandate that we have got is a commitment that we are making as the EFF. A commitment in a sense that we are saying and we continue to demand that we should have 24-hour operating clinics throughout 232 wards that we are having in the Northern Cape, because in all these areas, it's where you found our poor, marginalized people who are far from service delivery. Far from service delivery, if I were to make you an example, is that you find doctors in Kimberley and everything is here, whereas in DR, whereas in Pixley, whereas in Namakwa, you don't have doctors. And such people, for them to reach doctors or clinics around here, it's expensive. So as the EFF were saying, to address that, all clinics should have at least 2 ambulances that will be able to fetch those who need the assistance of government at any time of the day. Secondly, we are saying when you look around the whole province, young people have been pushed away from the streets. They are not having anything to do. The sports facilities are dilapidated. There are no entertainment places for young people where they can go and make sure that they show off their talent. You go to the Dikgatlong, Windsorton, Ward 4. There are no community halls there. There's not even a sports field. And as the EFF were saying, because of we are making a commitment, one of the first things that we'll do We are going to do it in terms of time frame. In 2023, the people of that area, they would be having a sports field, they would be having a community hall that is having flushing toilet, because of it is one of the demand that our people are requesting government to make sure that they get. But also to show you that the ANC is not prepared to govern. Mok, who is representing the ANC here, is from Ward 3, Pokwan. The street that he stays in, there's not even roads there. It looks like something else. So if it does not give him a problem every day to get out of his house, going to work, passing such an area, it just tells you that the men and the ANC itself are not prepared to govern. The last thing that we would want to commit as the economic freedom fighters is that our people need land, and they need land now. And it cannot be that the land we are speaking about is a land in terms of residential only. It's a land also that we refer to farming, because of our people must be given an opportunity to farm. Farming is one of the opportunities that will give our people economic opportunity that the EFF is speaking about, selling their product to Pick and Pay, ShopRite, Boxer, and the likes. But for now, we don't have local people that are involved in farming, because of many of the vegetables, many of the products that we are getting, they are outside the Northern Cape. And it is because of we have a government that is not ready to govern.
And then you are saying what you are going to bring, and you are very sure that you are going to govern. But what is your stance on corruption also? Because one of your very own leaders, Aubrey Bartman, is currently appearing in court for fraud and corruption.
We're happy that the relevant authorities, they are doing their work, and we have said, if you can look around, we have never issued any statement or even on Facebook or social media defend the work that the SIU, the Hawks are doing. And it is because of we know that everyone who is a suspect in any case must be held accountable, and that's what is happening to the provincial chair of the EFF, and we are happy that that court is in court. What we are asking for is that it should not be delayed, because of delaying it also cause a harm to our growth. We want the matter to be finalized within a period of 3 months, because of having a case to run for more than 3 years is just to waste state resources. And the same thing that you are saying, we have been raising issues of corruption in the Northern Cape, and will continue to raise such issues, because of the provincial government is being presided by a person who also has been involved in business dealings in the Northern Cape. When you can go and look at your Kuhabe development, where you have a friend of the premier as a person employed and doing business at the same time with the state, that information we took it to the public protector, and currently the very same office of the premier, the very same state we are referred to, is not cooperating. You look at the issue of Tanzania, where the premier lie under oath and no one hold him accountable that they have not spent even a cent from the coffers of government. Exactly a year, the man said to us that they have not spent a cent, they have been funded. But he is, and they are unable to give us the names of those who funded them. Why are they hiding that information to us? They are hiding that information because of they know for sure that that trip was paid by the state, not the people that he's referring to. If that is not the truth, let them bring the information. The last thing that I would want to say to you, when you live here going to R31 to Batley West, that Zamani Lake disaster, it's a problem that is going to affect all of us. And the ANC government that is claiming to have built 5,000 houses for people, they are unable to fix the problem that is in front of their eyes, passing there each and every day. And you would want us to respect them. We are not going to respect mediocre. We want our people to be given service delivery, and the service delivery that we are deserving, not something else that would not address our interest as the EFF and the people of the Northern Cape in general.
Okay, thank you very much, Shadrach. And we know that the Premier is not here to defend himself, and you are also raising the issue of the sewage there at between Kimberley and Berkeley West. I'm going to ask my colleague just to take the mic to Mr. Muchumi, please. Muchumi. 3 minutes I give to you. Why should people go out on the 1st of November and vote for the African National Congress?
Thank you once more. As the ANC, we are saying we have really done a lot. There are long-term issues, there are short-term issues that we can be able to resolve, and we are still saying we can still work together with all, including the opposition parties, just to showcase and communicate to the communities as to what is it that we intend to do. So we are seeing there is hope in whatever that we are going to be doing, and we are going to do it together with our communities. So as the ANC, we are saying people must go and vote for the ANC and ensure that they keep the ANC accountable. We have made a reassurance that we have reviewed the people who will be leading the municipalities and make sure that we have got proper skills that can be able to come up with better issues to resolve all the issues that has been raised by communities and all the oversight people. But lastly, perhaps I would like to say we have actually dealt with a number of issues. I'll invite my friend Shadrach Klaule to my street. I think he visited some 2 years ago. My street in Pampierstad, Ward 3. It's a very nice street. Clean. He can drive his Mercedes-Benz and his big cars on that street. He'll be welcome. But I want to say it's always fine as opposition parties when we raise issues that are fundamental to service delivery. I thought we are dealing with Solplaki in particular, and I was hoping that we will stick to our mandate in terms of dealing with issues. But I'm saying I'm convinced that we have done an enormous work in all the areas, and I'm convinced that the communities out there just need to be informed about the work that we have done. Maybe that will be able to show the communities as to what is it that we are doing. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Steenkamp, from the DA side, why should people, eligible voters, actually go out on the 1st of November and make their mark next to the Democratic Alliance?
Yeah, thank you, Reggie. Very simple. You know, as a party that we have shown over time that we can govern, that we're serious about governance, we're serious about rebuilding our communities and our cities and our towns. We will be tough on crime, but tough on the causes of crime. We will be seeking collaboration for sustainable housing projects, which is a serious problem in our city. We will also be formulating a health problem or health policy that will be to the benefit, that actually be beneficial for our communities. We will also be governing for the benefit of our people in the city. Just to give you an example, as a Democratic Alliance, we actually laid charges against the MEC of Koksta as well as the Premier in April for dereliction of their duties in ensuring that our city has been run properly and our towns has been run properly. A month later, in a knee-jerk reaction, he threw 500,000, or he raised 500,000 somewhere to 500 million or 500,000 to address particular issues. But as you can see, our city is still in the state of decay as it was and still continuing.
Thank you, Mr. Steenkamp. Shadrach, from the EFF side, 1st of November, we have local government elections. Why should people go out and vote for EFF?
No, thank you. People should and must vote for the EFF because we have been part of South Africans. We have been with them, and we have been having representatives in different municipalities throughout the province. We have learned and we are ready. We have seen how the government of the day, the ANC, has deceived our people. And we are prepared to go and change the status quo, changing it by making sure that people have flushing toilets, water connection, and make sure that all schools that are under the jurisdiction of our municipalities, they will also have flushing toilets, they will also have clean drinkable water, and for that people would know that as the EFF we are not going to promise what we cannot give to our people, because of we are committing, and our commitment is clear. The future of the people of South Africa, the future of the people of Northern Cape should represent hope, and the hope is within the government of the EFF. The ANC has failed, and because of the EFF we are ready, and we have learned how government should deal with issues of service delivery. That's one best thing we are going to do, making sure that we have toilets that are proper, make sure that we have sports facilities that are proper, make sure that our streets are walkable and not come and lie in front of the nation on things that are not there, is one of the things that we are going to do as the economic freedom fighters. One other issue that we say we must do is to hold different mines that we have in the Northern Cape accountable, because of, as I said from the beginning, many young people are unemployed, graduates are sitting at home, even when we have different mines that could offer employment opportunity. One ugly thing that needs to be attended to by the EFF is racism in the Northern Cape, racism in South Africa. We are not going to tolerate that nonsense as the economic freedom fighters, because of we should live amongst each other and celebrate being Africans. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shadrach. Well, you heard it from the various political parties, what they are going to do should they come into power, and also saying that there's hope for eligible voters or for residents, many South Africans in this country. Should they come into power, they will improve the service delivery. But I think we are going to an ad break now, and after the break we are going to bring in the Solplaatje Municipality Mayor, Mr. Patrick Mabelo, just to come and account also on these issues.